the steps. It seems like your foot irritation is minor.
Yeah, just a little minor, something to let it relax today. Yeah, nothing major at all.
Like today mean, like where the organization is celebrating Dwight Clark Day?
Yeah, it's a huge day. Dwight Clark means a lot to the 49ers. And, I was blessed and honored to receive the Dwight Clark Award last year, and was able to speak to a lot of his former teammates and guys that were around him. And they all speak about just how amazing he was as a person, as a teammate. And I think that speaks to who he was. Obviously, we know about the catch, but, I think the impact that he left on everyone that he met and was around is what really mattered.
What do you make of the way Deebo is coming to camp? Sorensen just said he initially didn't recognize Deebo. I mean, does this seem like ready to roll Deebo?
Yeah, man. That number change got him looking even slimmer. But I mean, you can tell, man. He took this offseason really serious. This means a lot to him. He's been outstanding through this. I think this has obviously been his best camp. In terms of just coming in prepared, ready to go, and just competing every single day, showing his team, showing us, everyone, that he's ready to go, right? And he's setting himself up to have an amazing season. I'm really happy for him, and obviously happy for our team because we need him.
Fred, what is the potential of a guy like J.P. Mason? When watching him on the practice field, he just seems like he's just got a ton of talent.
Yeah, JP, man, I've always been a huge fan of his, man. I've always been in his corner. Especially the guys who come in undrafted, who you're like, you don't really know what to expect of those guys. And, you could tell from day one he came in with a chip on his shoulder just with the way that he ran the football, and has played crucial minutes for us in crucial moments in the time that he's been here. And, I had the pleasure of working out with him this offseason. He stayed back here with me and Flanagan Fowles, Curtis Robinson. I made sure to get it out of him as much as I could, because I'm like, hey, man, like it's you've done great things in the past, but bro, like you can be so much better and do so much more, and having those conversations with him, and just so happy for him in the camp that he's having, right, and kind of taking on that role of like toting the ball right now, because he's got a lot of opportunities, so I'm really excited for him going forward.
Yes, look about the same as he did before.
Always fast, always quick, no matter what number he's wearing out there, he always seems to be one of the fastest guys on the field. So it's good to have Matt back in the building. Obviously, he knows his way around pretty well. Seems like he hasn't lost a step.
Made his rep as one of the best special teams players in this league. He's having a really good camp at safety and 2 picks today. And I mean, if he steps in there as a starting safety, how good can he be?
Yeah, man, I'm really confident, Gio. I'm really happy with the camp that he's had, man, and I'm excited and happy for him, because this is a moment in an opportunity that he's wanted for a long time, man, and he's shown up in a big way from OTAs going into training camp this year, man. He's, like you mentioned, he's had a great camp, been around the ball a ton. He's already a physical, dynamic player for us on special teams, but to add that to our defense would be major for us.
Defense has always kind of been the cornerstone of this team, especially your duration of being here. Now is, I guess, one of the veterans, I guess if I can say that. You're still young, but one of the, what have you seen from this particular group this year, and why, what gives you optimism or confidence with this group heading into preseason?
Yeah, no, I mean, there's a lot of different moving pieces right now. You talk about, obviously, a new defensive coordinator, a lot of new guys who are joining the roster on the defensive side, a lot of young talent. Obviously still a lot of the same, guys who have been here and played for us at a high level. But, putting that all together, I feel like it's just a hungry and motivated group, man, to go out and dominate. I think Nick has done an amazing job as our leader, man, of just instilling like the speed, violence, and finish of what we expect and what the standard is as a defense. And you don't stray from that. You don't waver from what the standard is just because you have a bad day or you have a bad rep. Like the standard is the standard, right? And it doesn't matter who's in there. I love the depth of the group. I love everything, man. I think we're heading in the right direction right now. You take it one day at a time. It's not a finished product by any means, but we're heading in the right direction.
Behind a lot of defensive front fours. You have a couple new guys there this year with Malik Collins and Leonard Floyd, with Hargrave and Nick. Is there a certain dynamic that's starting to emerge, I guess, that you can identify that's different?
Yeah, man. I mean, every year is different. I think this group is different as well. This might be the quietest defensive front because all four of those guys are very like humble, like chill guys, off the field. But you get them on the field, all of a sudden they're monsters and they're savages for some reason. I don't know how that works, but man, I think it's obviously as good a group as we've had in the starting four. But I think what's actually more exciting is the depth behind them to be able to keep guys fresh and continuing to, pressure and get off the ball, disrupt things. You know what I'm saying? So it's been a really good group this year.
What responsibility do you feel? You talked about new defensive coordinator, a lot of young guys that are hungry. What sort of responsibility do you feel to make sure everything runs smoothly and have an impact on how the defense looks?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing for me, man, is just be consistent with how I approach my work every single day. I've always tried to be a leader by example first and foremost. All the other extra rah-rah stuff, like that's great and all for when it's needed, but I got to be the guy that the team relies on me to be every single day. I can't just show up one day and be Superman. The next day I'm over there, I'm just Clark Kent. You know what I'm saying? Like I got to be Superman every day. And that's just my expectation of myself for my teammates, for my team. And everything else just kind of falls into place from that. I'm not worried about doing somebody else's job. You know what I'm saying? I just do my job to the best of my ability, and I know everything else handles itself.
Are you curious about the kickoff and how it's going to play out starting on Saturday?
It is something that is a mystery right now. It'd be cool to see somebody go and return a kick for a touchdown on our side, on the other team's side. But I think based on how it went in the Hall of Fame game, it wasn't really much going on there. So we'll see. I don't know what will happen.
You have a rivalry with Brandon Ayuk, and since he hasn't been on the field, has there been a new focus of your attention?
Good question. Man, a new rival of mine. I wouldn't say so. I think I'm not. There's nobody really coming to mind. I think, like I said, I've been pushing Elijah and JP a lot in the running back room because I know there's a lot in them. But it's just always a rivalry with the entire offense in my mind.
Time coming?
Hey, Ricky, it's coming. Yeah, we got to keep him on that field. But yeah, it's coming.
That's for Brandon, and business is business. But is there a nervous energy in the locker room and anxiety maybe to want to get this done so you have a resolution one way or the other?
I mean, you want a resolution for sure for him and the team, but at the end of the day, there's nothing, nervous energy. There's none of that going on. It's business as usual. We understand the situation, and we'll let them kind of handle that from there. Yeah, you got it, guys.